is that for me, the twin flame journey has been about finding the balance within. And a lot of that has been finding the balance between masculine and feminine energy. So because of my lifestyle, and I see this a lot with my friends, I see this a lot with clients where women now are so hyper independent just by the basis of trying to survive and not having those male counterparts, whether it's a father or an uncle or grandfather or a spouse or a brother. Most of us don't have those people in our lives, or we have to protect ourselves from those people,
Yeah.
unfortunately, is the world that we live in.
Yes.
And so we've gone so far into our masculine and even the type of work we were doing. It's a very, very go, 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 get stuff done, action, action, action. Otherwise, things don't get done. That's very masculine, right? So we're so used to that. And so a lot of my journey has been rebalancing it back into the feminine energy, where it's more, I've now created the space to receive, right? Whether that's an opportunity, whether that's a man or whatever, right? So even the fact that we're talking, right? I just
Yes.
commented on your channel. And I was like,
Yes.
oh, the great, I this resonates, right? But guess what? I created the opportunity then for you to respond back and receive that, right? And then eventually I did reach out to you after that. But if I had just read your or if I just watched your video and never commented, we would not be having this conversation,
Yes.
right? It's the same as the handkerchief trick where you drop the
Yeah.
handkerchief and then you're like, oh, thank you, right? So so essentially what I started to realize is Shiv Shakti is when you have the masculine in one body and the feminine in a separate body.
Okay.
Okay. And the way Ardhanarishwara is represented is Shiv and Shakti are merged. So you'll see half of Shiv's body and you'll see half of Shakti's body. So
Yeah.
it's half feminine, half masculine. And so that concept is basically saying, can you balance your masculine and feminine within? Right. So in the right moments, can you take action? But in the right moments, can you also step back a little bit and be open to receiving, right? Whether that's an intuition, whether that's something for someone else. And I'll tell you exactly like practically what this looks like. So now that I'm a business owner, I'm used to creating goals, right? So come December, I'm creating goals for 2025. Very masculine. I'm creating a plan. This is what we're going to do. I start working on it and executing on it in January. And then all of patterns start coming up for me. So I go, okay, you know what? This is coming up for me right now for a reason. So let me just pause all of this doing, and let me just focus on whatever's coming up. Let me figure out how to heal, pause, and take care of myself in this moment. So one of the questions that I ask myself is, what is the best way I can serve in this moment? And sometimes the answer to that is just curl up in a ball, get in bed, and just sleep. Because the best thing I can do to serve in this moment, to take care of anyone else, I got to take care of myself first. Right? So Zoom likes that answer. And so now what I'm noticing, and I feel like this is where we're headed more, like the more we balance our energy out, I feel like this is where we're going, is as soon as I stopped fighting it, by the end of January, things kind of shifted around. I was supposed to be in jury duty. I got dismissed. So I ended up at a leadership conference. And at that leadership conference, I ended up meeting two individuals who are going to help me move forward in my goal. So in January and February, I was face down, execution, execution, execution. Come March, I go, oh my gosh, 2 months has gone by. I'm looking down, I'm looking up, a whole another month is gone. And for whatever reason, the guidance I got was just slow down and pause. And so as soon as I did that, it created more of the space for me because I was trying to figure out, I have so many, I'm working on a book, I'm working on coursework, I'm working on a lot of stuff. right? And I was just trying to figure out how am I going to do all of these things as an individual? So that's doing energy again, very much masculine, right? So what I did is though, when I paused, that now I'm going more into my feminine receptive energy, right? Where I'm actually slowing down to let the creativity flow. I'm taking care of my vessel,
Yeah.
right? And as soon as I did that, what started happening is different conversations happened where I started getting clarity. There were different people that I just randomly just kind of came in contact with where they were like, oh, you're doing this thing. I have information on this. They started supporting me. I created enough space for them to now guide me through it. So now I'm having people show up for me, men and women, in different formats, whether that's just a conversation where I think I'm helping them, but they end up helping me with, oh my God, I know exactly the part that I was missing in my business. 2 days later, I'm having a conversation with someone else, and she is like, great, I'm going to help you with your branding. And this is how
Yeah.
we're going to do it. And she actually used astrology for it, which was interesting. We can talk about that later. But 2 days later, I joined a random like Grant Cardone sales and marketing thing. And he said something in the first day. It was like one of the pre messages or the pre trainings. And he said something to me. And again, it was exactly what I needed to hear. And so just by pausing for a week, all of a sudden I started getting answers and clarity on exactly what needs to happen. And I had people coming to me, helping me figure out exactly what needs to happen in the order. So now I'm not flailing around. I'm very focused on what's happening. So it's a very weird way, but when you really balance the masculine and feminine, I think this is what it ends up looking like where you do still have an idea, you still do know how to take action, but sometimes you just got to sit back and just wait for instructions or divine timing. Somebody else needs to be in a certain place. Some event needs to take place. Some energy needs to shift. Some understanding in my head needs to shift around. And as soon as that happens, it all just kind of lines up.